What is going on, guys? This is the MMA Complex, and my name is Josh.
And I'm James.
We are back again after How long was the break? 2
I don't
weeks this
know.
time.
It was supposed to be
It was supposed to be just a
last
break
week,
last week, but some
but
stuff came up.
some stuff came up. I had to run away, but
Yeah,
we're
some
back
stuff
now.
came up. Drinking micheladas today. No, some stuff came up last week. We were supposed to put out an episode. We had to postpone. The week before, I don't know what was going on the week before. I think it's the scheduling. So unfortunately, we had to go 2 weeks again without really doing an episode. But missed a couple of cards. Last weekend, you had Dos Anjos and Edwards on ESPN4. So we'll recap. We'll go right into that in just a second. But just with you, man, how's everything?
Better now.
You've been through a little,
Rough patch.
rough patch in this past week. Tough week, but you got through it.
Thanks to you guys.
Yeah, and no problem, man. You did it. You did it. Things happen, and no, it was a rough week for you.
Yeah.
We spent some time together.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It was rough, but Sunday was really fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, we ended up, haven't gone to Comic-Con in years, so it was nice getting out there, and
yeah,
it was
yeah.
fun. That was a lot of fun.
yeah. We had Comic-Con was this past weekend. I went for a couple of days. Took the baby for the first time. His first Comic-Con ever. So that was a fun experience. The only thing is he's teething like crazy right now. So this week has been rough for him. But it was a good time. Went for a couple of days, came back for a couple of days, hung out with family, and just took it easy for like at least a good 5 days.
Yeah.
A little mini vacation. You got to come down with us back to San Diego to the last day of the con to go check it out.
I think the last time I went was 2009 or 2010.
Yeah, I didn't realize that you it had been that long since you've gone.
Yeah, I went that year because Metallica was in town
Yeah.
to promote their movie
Yeah,
Through the Never. Yeah, that's the last time I went, and I had a lot of energy back then because this time around,
yeah,
walking through the
was-
floor,
yeah.
the hall,
It's busy
Whew.
on a Sunday. It's like
so
for some reason
crazy.
Saturday, Sundays obviously are the weekends. Everybody's there, but Sunday was extremely crowded this year.
That was so crazy. My son was killing me towards the end.
Yeah, we did the con for a couple hours. Went to go eat at Stone Brewery. Got to get some beer on tap there.
Delicious stuff.
Yeah. They have a couple locations over there, which is awesome. So we did that, and then drove back, and traffic wasn't that bad. It was like a good solid 2 hours. It wasn't.
It was a nice drive.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
Driving
So-
up the coast was nice, really nice.
So you're gonna go back next year?
I want to.
This time are you gonna
Just 'cause,
drop
like-
some cash? Maybe put some cash.
Yeah,
aside?
because I was I was just going just to go to get out of the house.
Yeah, yeah.
But when I was there, I said, man, I should have brought more money with me because I only really brought money so I could eat, and I guess I could have spent some, but
Yeah. It was fun. It was crowded to really like even have fun shopping around. Like the best time to do some shopping, just to if you want
the
to
first
just
2 days, because
first 2 days.
I realized that I wanted to stop, but then there was so many people, and I just felt like I was in the way. And
They have the deals on Sundays, and so if you have something you really want, I would wait till like maybe Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to just kind of like not too worried about the price, it's not going to drop that much.
Yeah,
Might as well just get it like on a Thursday, or Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday.
it's crazy how busy those things get.
Picked up a couple of stuff, not too much this year.
Boy, you got was awesome.
Yeah. A couple of good items. Didn't splurge too much. Normally I drop a good, 100 to 200 just on merch, but nah, this year I took it easy. It was a nice, good, solid print, screen. I usually pick up some artwork, some comic books, and maybe an action figure, and then that's usually what I go for. But
And you did that.
yeah, I did that. Yeah, it was a good time. Good time. I can't
That's
wait till
fun.
next year. Comic-Con is like a yearly thing for me. I've gone every year since 98, 97.
That's
So
so
that's
crazy.
yeah. Some people
That's
are.
quite a streak.
Yeah. So I've seen it grow. Seen Hollywood before Hollywood got in there. So cool stuff. What'd you think about Marvel's Phase 4? What'd you think about that? And the stuff they didn't really put into the Phase 4, the stuff that's going to come like towards early, like Phase 5,
I
Blade and stuff like that.
thought it was, eh.
Yes, uh-huh.
Yeah, I thought that like
because they're pushing the Disney Plus.
yeah,
That's part of it. Half of the stuff they announced was Disney
Disney
Plus,
Plus. Yeah,
and
they
the
should
rest
have
of the movies.
separated it too.
Yeah.
They should have done all the Disney Plus at the Disney convention
Uh huh.
and save the Marvel stuff for the actual MCU. I thought just because I think it's going to be so hard just to beat the first era of Marvel
Yeah. Yeah.
with the Iron Man movies and the original Avengers and now the Iron Man's gone and Captain America's gone and
Yeah.
you got these new breed of characters and people don't like really change.
Yeah.
But I think that Marvel to them have always delivered, even when it comes to characters that most people don't know about, like Guardians of the Galaxy, for
Yeah.
instance.
Yeah.
They hit a home run.
Yeah.
So I have faith in them making good movies. It's just that maybe I'm not as excited as I should be. I don't know.
No, because there's not a whole lot of like
So to
big
be
name
excited about.
title. Yeah, stuff to be excited about. You have the Black Widow movie. You have the Eternals movie. You have Doctor Strange, and you have Thor. The rest of the stuff is like
Yeah,
like short limited series on Disney Plus.
yeah,
that they announced.
exactly. I think if they would announce like Fantastic Four,
They
or
teased it.
give you
Yeah.
maybe some updates on the X-Men.
Yeah. All they did was like, oh, we didn't have time to talk about. I think they announced Blade. That's probably in very early, very early planning stages, but they did the casting for that.
I think that was the biggest
Yeah.
announcement
Yeah.
over the weekend.
And Fantastic Four and X-Men, I think they announced like just real quick. They just like, oh, we didn't even have time to talk about Fantastic Four or mutants.
Yeah.
So that is like that got people excited because they're obviously planning to probably bring X-Men and Fantastic Four into
That's gonna be
Phase
exciting
5.
just because Fox dropped the ball with
I
the
just-
X-Men franchise.
Yeah, because what hurt them was just the continuity, the how the movie was connected. It was just like
Mhm.
almost like three
The
separate
timelines, yeah.
Yeah, it was
were
almost
off.
like three separate just franchises, almost like
Mhm.
three separate trilogies,
Yeah.
all different timelines. Almost.
And you would think that X-Men would be the easiest to get,
Yeah,
but it just seems that they can't get it right.
and just seemed like just have a flowing kind of timeline.
Yeah. I mean, how hard is it if you're gonna have a new cast of writers to join the franchise? Just sit and watch the movie and then
Yeah.
write based on what you saw.
Yeah.
Don't like contradict the timeline. It's just
Don't start
just-
like at a different timeline and make
Yeah.
it. Yeah. I mean,
Or, like-
I'm a little biased. I always loved the movies. I was always excited to see certain characters be brought up, and I kind of just accepted it for what it was. That they're just
Yeah.
going to be their own timelines. And I was like,
I
whatever.
mean, you're right. They're good movies, but then like for example, what
if
I
you want
hate
to
the
follow it,
most-
it's hard.
Yeah, because
It's almost impossible.
me and my girlfriend try to like watch everything and
It's not like the Marvel.
order?
It's not like the Marvel one because to watch it in order, it's
like
it's
you can't do it because like
can't do it.
in the original franchise, it's supposed to be in the future, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. So, well, I'm saying is that in the prequels, for example, with Nightcrawler, they meet him, for the first time, blah blah blah, and then the original franchise are supposed to be taking place after the prequels.
Yeah, they meet him later on in life.
Yeah, and so in the prequels, it's like I mean, and in the
Like X2, they meet him.
X2, X1, when they meet him, they act like they're meeting for the first time.
Yeah, and he's like a full adult. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense.
yeah,
I mean, I
It
don't know
doesn't.
how hard is it to get it right.
yeah. That's the biggest thing. It's almost like if you throw out the fact that they don't line up time wise.
I just take it as this is franchise 1 and this is franchise 2.
Sure, that's it. But yeah, I was okay. There wasn't the Marvel Phase 4. It was nothing to really be excited about. I'm interested in the Eternals to see how it looks. Doctor Strange, I'm curious about it. How this one's going to be. I heard it's going to be more dark, a little bit more horror movie type of thing.
I'm not too excited for Thor.
I'm not excited for Thor really.
This is the fourth.
I'm
movie.
curious to see how it's going to be because I know they're going to bring in Lady Thor. Like they're going to bring in Jane Foster. Going to make her
I think
Thor.
Natalie Portman is in there, isn't she?
Yeah, her character is going to be the female Thor, which I know
Mhm.
they've done in the comics, and those issues. I looked up those issues. They skyrocketed because once they announced that they were
Oh,
going to
God.
push her in the front, the prices for those skyrocketed. like the first issue she came out, and I luckily I got the ones that the new series issue ones, but the original debut of that character in one of Marvel's What If series, that one skyrocketed, jumped up. That was her first appearance as that character, like Jane Foster as that character. So, yeah, it was cool. It was fun. Good Comic Con, short. In terms of our time there, I can't do it with a newborn 7-month-old.
Yeah, especially with those crowds.
Yeah, with the crowds, this is kind of getting used to. Now we know we have a better idea of what to do next year. But it was fun. Can't wait to go back. Let's talk about some fights. Some fights over this past weekend. We had a chance to catch at least the main event.
It's a rarity that when you guys get to sit down and watch a fight together. So
I know.
I enjoyed it.
So Leon Edwards defeats Rafael dos Anjos in a 5-round decision. Dos Anjos looked good. He just really couldn't get anything off. Nothing that really, I don't know, stopped Leon in his tracks. You know what I mean? It was just like Leon was great at pace and volume and distance, and got caught here and there, got some trouble here and there. It looked like Dos Anjos was going to turn it up every now and then, but he couldn't really put things together, and Leon Edwards just kind of had a solid 5-round victory over Dos Anjos. And number 12 defeating Dos Anjos number 5, I think, number 4 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised. He's still doing as well as he has. I'm talking about Dos Anjos.
Dos Anjos, yeah.
He's not quite at the mid-level card person. I think he still has a lot of potential to come back and get a string of victories. But Leon Edwards was impressive. He fought well. I mean, even like he was mixing up with strikes and wrestling. Like most people just want to wrestle.
Yeah.
Dos Anjos, but I think Leon was mixing it up pretty well.
Where does it put Dos Anjos at now? He loses to Edwards, who's number 12 ranked. Obviously, going to jump up in the ranks. Where does this put Dos Anjos now? Because he's just going to fall down a little bit in terms of the ranks.
He might be that guy to be a stepping stone for your next
for the title, almost
for next like a
contender
prospect to get to the top 10.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
He'll be a good test for a young kid.
I think he's a little bit higher than that in terms of giving the next person that beats him a shot at, let's say, a number 1 contender spot. He's like top 5. I'll give. If you beat Dos Anjos, you're eligible to be in at least the top 5.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I felt since the past couple of years that Dos Anjos should move back to King's MMA.
Yeah.
He went to Perillo Boxing, which is more of a boxing base style. Dos Anjos, I feel that limits his style. He doesn't throw as many leg kicks anymore,
and he had really good strong leg kicks when he did kick.
He mixed up that Muay Thai. Was this, I think that works better for his style. I think I don't know what it is. Maybe they had a falling out, but Perillo's great. He's a great trainer for the type of fighter that works well with that system. I don't think Dos Anjos is that type of fighter.
Yeah, I agree. It's too bad because I know when he worked with Rafael, he threw some good knees in the clinch.
Yeah,
really good inside leg kicks. He was really sharp with his punches and his
Muay
movement.
Was sick.
Yeah, and his footwork was awesome. I think he seemed like he felt lighter in his feet.
Yep.
And now he just seems like he's not so much flat-footed now, but he doesn't throw leg kicks and yeah, just fighting a guy just with boxing is not going to get you anywhere.
Yeah, no, I agree. It limits his style, and I think it just showed in this fight. If he would have landed more leg kicks, and he was obviously hurting Edwards with those leg kicks, he would have just thrown more of those, mixed up the Muay Thai, the ground game, that just been more aggressive. I think he could have won the fight. He could have probably took a couple more rounds and just edged him out. Edwards is no joke. He's a solid fighter. Not the most exciting fighter. I know he gets some critics saying he's a boring fighter. I think I wouldn't call him a boring fighter. It's just a smart, intelligent, technical fighter that doesn't put himself into any really serious danger. And you got to give him credit for that. He's built his way up. I know he's come from Britain and all that. Does pretty well, man. I got to give him all the credit. I think he should be in the top 10.
I
definitely.
Agree. Yeah, I agree.
Probably Ponzinibbio would be a good fight for him.
That's an excellent fight. Yeah.
Obviously, he wants a Masvidal fight. I don't think that's going to happen. Tyron
Mm.
Woodley would be great. A good fight with Tyron Woodley, who, that'll be a lucky shot for him if he gets Tyron Woodley. That'll be. If I say Ponzinibbio, will probably be the best.
I don't know. I don't completely take that Masvidal fight out.
Yeah.
Just because the heat's there, and I know just like Askren, I think if Masvidal doesn't get the champ next,
Yeah.
I can see him fighting Edwards just as a grudge match. It'll be
Masvidal doesn't want it.
oh, never mind.
Yeah, he says it's the title. Maybe afterward.
Okay, then there you go.
Yeah, but money talks, so I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
It's a fight that'll be interesting to watch. I think
Yeah.
that those two guys going at it would probably get a lot of eyeballs just because of the backstage brawl they had.
And then you have Walt Harris picking up getting a knockout victory. There's a lot of knockouts in this card. Walt Harris picking up a knockout. Greg Hardy picking up a knockout. Dan Hooker picking up a knockout. Alexander Hernandez picking up a decision win over Francisco Trinaldo, and Arlovsky defeating Ben Rothwell by decision. The Greg Hardy fight. I mean, he obviously gets a lot of critics. He has his fights are so quick. And sometimes weird in a way that just it's not not dominant.
They just look weird because they seem like they're not really hurt, but they're hurt.
They're clear wins, I guess. They're just or they're finishes, but they're just not clear decision.
Yeah, because you watch it. You would think he's not really out
because it's not like a Ngannou where just the person's done.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
These are like, I don't know. It's just we don't get this.
You ask yourselves, well, I mean,
how good is he?
Yeah, is that like a short stoppage or? I don't know. It's weird. It's wacky. It's kind of wacky.
I don't know if we know. What I'm saying is, I don't think we know how good Greg Hardy is. In the heavyweight division, I think he could go a lot further just because
it's so shallow.
So shallow. The athleticism with some of these guys is goes varies from fighter to fighter. He's obviously a very athletic person that can get him a long way. He's got a lot of power that could take him a long way. And look at like Black Beast, Derek Lewis. Not necessarily the most athletic person, but he's got a lot of power. He's I
see the Black Beast knocking him out.
That'd be a good fight. It depends. Well, with Derek Lewis, it's like, which one are we gonna see? I know he's a more seasoned fighter.
He's not very consistent. You're right.
No, so could he get clipped like Greg Hardy? Yeah. Could he get taken to? Could he take him to the deep waters and finish him that way? Maybe?
I only give Lewis that fight because I don't see Hardy go for a takedown. I just see him wanting to go hit toe to toe with the Black Beast, and I see the Black Beast is hitting him with something, and then maybe not necessarily knocking him out, but hurting him really bad. But I think the UFC is promoting and booking Hardy
appropriately. Huh?
Yeah,
like we're not used to it in the UFC.
Yeah,
I don't think so. I don't think we're used to seeing guys progress.
I don't want to call them trash cans because they fight in the UFC. But they're less known names.
They're not top tens.
And then, like you see their physique and the way they fight, you can tell they're not the best. And those are the guys that you want to fight. So as he goes on in his career, he looks like a monster coming out of all these fights.
Yeah, so I think he's appropriately being pushed the right way. Especially
it's funny how that works too.
Especially for who he is, like Greg Hardy.
I think that's why. I think they're giving him the golden road.
Yeah, because it's majority of the time, UFC's reputation is to throw people to the wolves. I mean, they're actually doing it the way they're supposed to with Greg Hardy.
But I think with Dana White and the owners, they see a name value in Hardy, obviously, because he comes from the NFL.
And people want to see him lose.
They know that he has a name and he has a past that he brings in the octagon. And you're right. People want to see him lose. And people care. Just like in pro wrestling, if they cheer you or boo you, it doesn't matter because if they care and they buy you a ticket, it's all that matters. And they see all that in Greg Hardy, so they want to match him up with these guys that they'll feel confident that he was going to win, and he hasn't let them down yet. But I wonder how he's going to look when he gets into the top 5, top 10.
Yeah, it's not gonna be easy. So yeah, I think so. The UFC gets criticized for pushing guys the way they do sometimes, especially when they're new to the sport, and they have a big name behind them, or if they're familiar to the sport but they have a big name. They usually throw them to the wolves, and they don't really give them time to progress and get comfortable. They're actually doing it pretty well with Great Cardi. Aside from
Hmm.
putting them on the main cards, they're matching them up appropriately.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of boxing.
Yeah, they're matching up appropriately, and they're doing it the right way. And he's obviously better than the competition he's facing, but that's a good thing for him.
Yeah,
And eventually he'll get into the top 10. See guys like Curtis Blades, Derek Lewis, obviously like maybe even a Rothwell or even Arlovsky.
those two guys would probably be a good matchup for him,
Yeah,
just to test the waters.
yeah, especially when he gets into the top 5, top 10,
Yeah,
those would be good matchups for him.
yeah.
Just
I
because
think Curtis
they're
Blades.
old veterans that
Yeah,
can really push him.
yeah,
And if he stops him, then fuck, that's a big name that he
yeah.
just jumps up.
It's kind of like in pro wrestling when the veteran gives him the
Yeah,
torch. But I know I see Curtis Blades as dominating him
dominating
with
him.
his
Yeah,
wrestling.
yeah. Even though he takes shots and he's known to get hit, if he gets hit, you catch him, he'll go down. I don't say I wouldn't with that power. He's got that power.
Even giving Cain Velasquez at Cain Velasquez state of his career, why not?
I don't know what's going on with Kane. Why isn't he announcing his
I don't know
return?
why he's doing pro wrestling at this.
Just
He just
call it a day,
call
man.
it a
Just call it
day.
a day. You're done.
It's sad because he's almost like Aaron Pico. He's like his talent got wasted via injury, and he's I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Age caught up to him, and
So much time away.
yeah,
One fight every two
And people
years.
forget about you, and
People
and
forget. Yeah, I know he's still in his prime, I guess, or when he was active, he was the best in the world.
mhm.
And then just injuries and just time away from it just time caught up finally, and just
It just seemed like he doesn't even care anymore.
no, like after that fight, I would have just tried to work on getting right back into it.
Yeah, the
And
last
look
thing you
what
want
he's
to do
done.
is do pro wrestling. Come
Yeah,
on,
and now he's
it
taking
show
like 2-3 months
yeah,
out.
it just
It's like,
shows you his like where his heart is and his head
yeah,
is.
so I'm done with Kane.
Yeah,
Really,
me too.
I'm completely done with Kane.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm completely done with him too.
Yeah, anybody that brings him up in the conversation, he's not even like. It's just like,
Yeah, he's irrelevant. He's irrelevant to the T.
I don't even see him fighting the rest of the year. Maybe,
I
maybe.
kind of hope he doesn't come back.
Yeah, it'd be best not to.
Yeah,
I say if he does, maybe one more.
yeah.
But he looked horrible his last fight.
Oh, he did.
I don't know, man. Yeah, Kane.
It's just
It is
frustrating.
kind of frustrating because you know what he could have been and what his
Mhm.
legacy could have been.
Yeah,
Yeah, and he was a title
'Cause
holder. I guess that's enough.
yeah.
So,
If he doesn't care, why should we care?
yeah. Dan Hooker defeating James Vick. Um, big win by Dan Hooker. I think who did he call out? He called out somebody.
Oh, I didn't see his post fight.
Iquinta. I think he called out
Hmm.
Iquinta at the
Interesting.
at the. I think he wants a quick turnaround, maybe over at the
The
Whitaker and Israel
oh, okay.
card. I think
That'd be a good fight.
that'd be a good fight. That'd be a good card to get on. I think they're looking at a 60,000 seat venue.
Yeah.
Um, so that's gonna be a huge event. And then, but he picked up a win over James Vick. Looked great. James Vick, I know he's he looked like he was on a roll and would look likely be a contender for the title, but he still has work to do, and he's still I think this is his third loss in a row for James Vick.
He looked good.
Top competition though.
I mean, he looked good in the first minutes. Like he was
Yeah.
doing some decent leg kicks, and I just I mean, the fight ended in the first round, but he looked
good.
good.
Yeah.
First throw though.
Yeah, so big win by Dan Hooker, Alexander Hernandez picking up a win, Arlovsky picking up a win, Caceres, Pennington. That was a good fight. Pennington and Arena Donna.
That was a great fight. I think that was my fight of the night.
Yeah, that was a good one. Ray Borg picking up a win.
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer Maya, former Invicta, and defeating Roxanne Marfieri. That was a Invicta, former Invicta champ.
Championship match.
Yeah, right there. But aside from that, that was a card. It was a good card.
It was a fun card.
It was fun. Obviously that main event. There's a little welterweight tournament going on in the next couple of months or whatever.
Mhm.
So you had Masvidal, Edwards picking up a win. You have next, I think in August, you have a couple of matchups here and there, but Good card. News about John Jones that came out. I don't know if you heard about that stuff. I think he has battery charges against him, stemming from an incident 4 months ago in a strip club. I think the waitress is kind of pressing charges, saying that he grabbed her, um, that he tried choking her in some way, or like I guess they're
Jesus
playing
Christ.
around, and then he ended up like, I mean, the way she described it, like I guess you could see in some way maybe it went down the way it did, but it could be greatly exaggerated, especially who
Yeah.
he is.
Yeah,
And
I think.
supposedly there's a lot of witnesses saying that it didn't go down the
mm,
way they said it would.
Yeah, like we got like in this day of age in 2019 with the whole Me Too movement, you gotta
Yeah,
like, really be careful. Like,
be careful what you do out there.
yeah, and then like even saying maybe she wasn't like lying or whatever, we don't know.
We don't know.
Anything can happen. But I agree with you. I think it could have been overly exaggerated.
Is there
Um,
surveillance? We need surveillance. I'm sure in a business like that
yeah.
they have
Oh
surveillance.
yeah. Because I think maybe he might have tried to grab her, but when it comes to the choking, like why
Yeah,
would John Jones do that in public?
yeah. And if something really went down, maybe she wanted a photo, and she's like, "Show me how to do a choke" or something like. I don't know. I want
It
to
could have
vic-
been a million
don't
things.
want to victim blame, but and the fact that it's been 4 months. There really hasn't been any security footage. TMZ hasn't gone a hold of this thing when it first went down.
Mm.
It's been in the works for
It's
a
a he
couple
said she
months,
said thing.
and it's kind of just barely, made the
It's one of
rounds.
those cases that will most likely be settled in court.
Yeah, he put out a statement saying that don't believe everything you read on the online. I guess he still expects to fight at the end of the year. That he's not really paying this too much
Mm.
mind. I guess there's a lot of witnesses that are going to come in John's defense. We'll see how that goes down. It's still kind of up in the air at the moment, but there's some news in John Jones's world right now. Not the best stuff. Kind
Yeah,
of.
the thing with John Jones is kind of frustrating too. Is like you have a pass.
You almost hope it's not true because
Yeah,
he's been on a really good
yeah,
roll.
yeah. I mean, but he has that shady pass, shady pass. Um, the whole steroid issue, the hit and run, and he has all that stuff
Yeah,
behind him. And then like, why would you put yourself in that kind of
yeah.
situation in the first place?
In
Like,
a
where's
public
his man?
setting.
Yeah, like where's his management at? Where's
Yeah,
his friends and his family? Like, he shouldn't be doing. He shouldn't even be out in that kind of situation
yeah.
because anything can happen,
Anything can happen.
and he should be smarter. But I don't think that's gonna happen with him. I think at some point he's gonna fall, and he's gonna fall hard. He
Yeah.
needs to stay away from.
Just the nightlife.
Yeah.
Just stay out of the nightlife.
Yeah, he's a public figure, and he has a bullseye in his back,
Yeah.
and people are waiting him to fall. Like, why even put yourself in that scenario?
He's got his vices. He likes the women and the party and the drugs and the alcohol.
Is he still with his fiance?
Yes. He's still
Or
he's married, I think, right? No?
she's I guess she doesn't care. As long as she's getting money, she doesn't care what
I
he's doing.
know.
That's
She's a
because she
very
looked really
patient,
stupid.
very patient, very loving
Yeah.
woman. I would say.
Yeah, I bet you anything if he was a
Because
star.
he's had so many rumors, so many allegations,
Yeah,
so many actual like incidents where people,
and poor girl. I mean, can you imagine being her and reading like these horrific stories of what
I know.
your husband does?
Your husband's in a strip club grabbing waitresses.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's sexcapade stories.
Because
On
most of
him
that,
and-
if anything like that happens, we go away.
yeah,
And most of us don't even act like that.
yeah.
Um,
And then like just imagine the things that I mean.
imagine the shit that we do
Yeah.
actually do. That being out there, oh fuck.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah, that's bad.
Like-
But I mean, like with her, like he knows that he. I mean, she
Yeah.
knows that he was at a party doing coke. I mean, did she not expect him to be like doing other stuff while engaging in coke?
I know.
But I mean, in a way too, it makes her look stupid.
It does, and it's his fault making her look stupid because he puts himself in these situations. I would just surround just I don't know.
Don't
man.
go out.
Just don't go out.
He's
dude.
married and he has kids. Stay home with your kids and your wife. Why
Yeah.
go out?
Or at least
There's no-
try to do your best to keep it low key.
Yeah.
Have like a handler. Just
Do it during the day when the kids are at school and your
Dude.
wife's doing something else.
I don't know, man. Like I get it. I get the need and especially being in his position, having the money and the resources to do whatever the hell you want. Really.
He has a bunch of yes men around him. I'm supposed to say
Yeah.
no to him.
Yeah. I mean, or at least even just be. He's the reckless like that. He's just have a driver. You know. I know the UFC doesn't pay millions and millions, and you're not like NBA players where they have drivers and they have
But I'm
whatever.
sure he has other funds. Like,
You can make do in Albuquerque. I'm sure you can do. You can have fun and with a reasonable amount of money.
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
He
Let's
just looks bad.
let's see how this plays out. I mean, hopefully it's not the case, and it kind of goes away just for his sake and his career.
Mm.
In terms of this woman and what she went through, can't demonize her. It could be a valid story. Who knows? Um, what else went up? Nick Newell picking up a contract with Bellator.
Yeah, I think
Good for him.
he debuts in August. It's oh, do you want to mention the headline? They call him the one arm
Who was
man.
this, buddy?
I think it was Yahoo Sports.
Yahoo Sports. Yeah, Yahoo Sports' headline was one armed fighter gets
that's
gets
sad.
deal Bellator. It's just like,
Come on, like there's no need to
know.
to focus on his disability.
I mean,
Just say Nick New. I got to say is MMA star Nick Newer signs with Bellator. Like, why put his disability like as a focus?
to the outside.
I mean, I
sport,
get it.
they see him as
It's a
gimmick.
story. He's always gonna have that attached to him, but
Yeah,
there's no need for it. That's kind of
There
especially
isn't.
with Yahoo when you have guys like Kevin Aioli working for them.
Who wrote the article? Was it Kevin Aioli?
No, I don't think it was,
I don't
but
think so. He was smarter than that.
but I mean, still, like Yahoo was. It's not like a small corporation.
I know. But Nick Newell, good for Nick Newell picking up a Bellator contract. I think it's a better organization for him. Sponsors, they'll promote him well.
Yeah,
They'll give him opponents the right way. He'll make more money.
sponsorships, all that.
Yeah, all that. It's a way better deal. Just go with Bellator.
Yeah.
The UFC will just throw you to the wolves and just try to get rid of you.
Yeah.
Dana White, obviously 240s this weekend. We'll get right into that card. Throwing some shade at Chris Cyborg. I know this is the last fight in her contract. He's saying that she's afraid to fight Amanda Nunes and afraid to lose again. Even Cyborg coming out with most social media posts, talking shit to Dana White, like this is bullshit, something like that.
Yeah.
She puts out videos like that, and it's this back and forth between them. Obviously, it's contract negotiations. We talked about this before, but now that her contract's almost up, what do you think's the best move for her?
I mean, it's almost like Dana White would just want her to be in the UFC. Like,
Uh-huh.
why? You as a promoter, you have one of the best female fighters in the world that you can probably headline a lot of cards with. Why don't you just be smart and promote your fighter? Promote her as one of the best.
Give her a division.
Instead of she has her own, that division was created for her.
She fought nothing but 135ers.
Yeah.
Basically.
And then, you have a division that's in need of 145 fighters. She's one of the best. And also, she has a name value there where she can headline a lot of your fight night cards or whatever. And then all you're doing is you're just pushing her away.
People like to see her.
What? For what reason? Like, I don't get Dana White's mentality. Want to push a star like Chris Cyborg, who has a big following, who is a beast. It just doesn't make any sense. It makes him look bad.
Yeah.
And then it just makes him look like a playground bully.
I think he wants her in the organization. I think he knows that she's a big draw. But after that loss, he's got negotiation power. I'm sure her level of invincibility has gone away.
It has, but she can still.
She might be asking for a lot of money though too.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that it's bad on his part because, if you really want to sign her, this is not the best tactic to use.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I think see Cyborg going to Bellator, and she should just go there where there's an actual division.
Yeah.
Because if she goes, who?
Let's say she beats Amanda Nunes.
I want her to stay because I want her to knock out Megan Anderson and get Megan Anderson out of the UFC. But that's just my opinion.
But if she stays and she has maybe 2 more fights on her that they could put her up against, they have this one obviously, and then there's Megan Anderson. They could probably make that fight, and then there's Amanda Nunes rematch. Is she be? I guess it's a decent run right there because everybody else she's fought already, and it's like there's nobody else. If she goes to Bellator, they'll promote her well. They'll match her up well. She'll fight Julia Budd, probably going right into it. Fight for the title. She probably has a good chance of beating her. and then you're the king, you're the queen of your division. You have a whole host of ladies in your division. You have an actual division, and you'll be probably compensated pretty well. It's a better deal. The only reason she would stick with Bellator or UFC is to get the obviously because it's the UFC and you're on some of the sometimes these big cards, and then to have that chance at Amanda Nunes again. I mean that's
Yeah, I just
either
don't.
way. I'm sure the UFC pays her well enough to where she can, you know, still finish out a career happy. But
Yeah, I don't see her resigning with the
you
UFC.
know, and how much does she really have in her? Does she want to go to a brand new organization like Bellator in their division, fight their champion, and
I
their
think so.
whers line of like 145ers? Is she down for
Yeah,
that?
because she's on Ariel show recently, and she said that she wants to fight. She needs to fight. She wants to have. She wants to fight 3-4 times a year. She wants that.
And yeah, but we'll see how that goes. Oh, it's going to be
Yeah,
a big tell this weekend. I think she's fighting Felicia Spencer.
yeah,
So we'll see how this after this weekend goes in negotiations. She'll probably find out before the end of August what's going to happen with her.
yeah.
Dana White's Contender Series is today. That's on UFC or I'm sorry, ESPN Plus. PFL this Thursday. LFA I think on Friday on Access TV, and I think PFL is on ESPN 2 and ESPN Plus. They're a part of the whole ESPN family.
Mm.
And then 240 this weekend, ESPN, ESPN Plus, pay per view. All three for UFC 240, Holloway versus Edgar. The card is it's all right. Undercard, you have Eric Koch, you have not a whole lot. Alexis Davis. You have even on the main card, it's like whatever. Marco
Mhm.
Andrade, Baralt, Christoph, Jotko. Not familiar with either one of those guys. I'd have to see their Olivia Marcier, Amon Tarsarakanyan, Geoff Neal, Nico Price, Chris Cyborg, Felicia Spencer, and Max Holloway and Frankie Edgar. Let's go with the top two. Chris Cyborg, Felicia Spencer. 7-0 Felicia Spencer fighting 20-2 Chris Cyborg.
I'm gonna go Chris Cyborg.
Chris Cyborg in this one?
TKO.
I'll probably go Chris Cyborg TKO. Felicia Spencer, tough opponent, very well-rounded girl, young, hungry. But I'm not counting Cyborg out just yet. I think
Yeah,
she's still the beast.
yeah.
So
I agree.
um, Max Holloway, Frankie Edgar, featherweight title fight. You can dice whichever way you want to call this. Is this a tune-up fight for Max? Is this does he want this as a big name on
Resume.
his resume? Is it whatever you want to think of this fight? It's a good matchup. Frankie Edgar is far from done in this sport. 23-6-1. Max Holloway 20-4. What do you think? What's your thoughts on this fight?
Max Holloway. He has a size. He has a youth. I think he's not as crisp with his boxing like Frankie Edgar, but I think he has power behind his shots.
He's going to be the bigger guy.
Frank Edgar doesn't take shots well.
Yeah.
I think his size, his speed, and his power is going to overwhelm Frank Edgar, and I see Max Holloway retaining his title.
Yeah, I think so too. I think obviously Max is or Frankie's tough, and he's
He's gritty.
he's gritty and he's not easy to put away. Max is gonna have his handfuls, and it's not an easy fight for him. I'm more worried about Max, coming off of the
loss.
Poirier fight not that long ago, suffering a lot of damage, and then having to drop back down to 145. I mean, we know how he handles his weight cuts. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be a tough way back to 145 for him. I think. Obviously he never shows that, so we'll see how it goes in this fight. 145, I think, is his home. Obviously, he had a bad showing at 155, but he actually did. It was competitive.
Yeah.
But obviously,
he was undersized.
but yeah, he was undersized. His size wasn't a benefit to him. He didn't have that advantage in 155. 145 is his home. He's got all the advantages in the world. And we'll see how it goes. I'm probably gonna go with Max. Keep on keeping on. and retain that featherweight title.
I agree.
That's our show. That's that. Glad to get one finally in the books for this for this summer. It's like maybe our second episode this summer.
Jesus Christ.
I know, right?
Sorry, guys.
But we'll be back soon. Next week. All good. Everything lines up. Next week we got an episode for you. Recap this card 240. Until then, go to MMAcomics.com.
And you can buy our shirts. You can rate our show 5 stars to help the show get noticed. And yeah, I'm excited for the main event and co-main event.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited how it's all going to plan out. So we'll be back next week to recap those fights. Until then, enjoy the fights and enjoy your week.